Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. For those who have not yet subscribed, please subscribe. So today I've decided to give you a story, a real story, not a makeup one, a real one. So it's kind of a testimony, and I'm going to give you a story about what happened to my small brother. I have two brothers and I'm the only girl in my family. So my younger brother right now is 12 years old. He was born back in 2012 March. So in 2013 he was turning 1 year old. So at that time, most children are learning how to walk, how to do so many things, to talk. They are crawling around. So in this 2013, it was on one of the weekends. So during this time, during weekends, my parents don't go to work because they are teachers. That's one of the privileges that Kenyan teachers have. They don't have to go to work on weekends because it's a resting day. So this weekend, it's time to do general cleaning. It's time to catch up with friends. It's time to catch up with movies. So, but this particular weekend, my mom was doing a lot of laundry. Like the whole week's laundry, she was doing it. Okay, at that time we had a nanny, but my mom is this kind of people who, even if there is a nanny at home, her work is to wash my dad's clothes and also her clothes. So the nanny's work is to cook, washing, cleaning the utensils, and maybe washing my brother's clothes. But not because this is on a weekend she's doing all the cleaning. She was cleaning all of the family's clothes, including my small brothers. So they are at home, they are enjoying their weekend. Then at around 5 p.m. she's already done with washing the clothes. Then at home we have these very, very big basins. The big basins that you can put a lot of clothes inside and wash them. So we have those kinds of basins. So my mom had already finished washing the clothes, and by bad luck, I don't know to call it bad luck or what, she forgot to pour the water. And mind you, the basin is so big and the water was full to the brim. The water is dirty, the water is full of soap. That's soap. Because these waters cleaned dirty clothes, they are cleaned dirty shoes, so you can imagine the situation of that water. So as my brother is just walking around, my brother sees the water, tries to play with the water, and lands head first into the water. So what happens? He stays there. No one notices. Then you remember I told you we had a nanny. So the nanny had gone to collect firewood. After going to collect firewood, when she was coming back, there are two routes that you can come back with. So, but she used a route that actually she never uses, but by good luck, it's like God told her, just use this route and go and place the firewood. And when she was going, she saw a white cloth floating on the basin. It's just a white cloth. So she was so agitated, and she was like, how comes today Mama Nkatha, now I'm Nkatha. She was like, how comes today Mama Nkatha has decided to soak a white cloth in such dirty water? See, this is so disrespectful. But anyway, she goes and places the firewood and comes back to check on the white t-shirt. Oh my God. When she goes to lift the white t-shirt, it was my brother. My brother had been in the water for 5 good minutes. No one had noticed, but by good luck, my auntie noticed before it was too late. But when she picked my brother from the water, she was almost lifeless, because I don't know how to put it. So what happened, she had inhaled a lot of water, she had drank a lot of water. Then the pupil of the eye was rolling backwards, and the only thing that you can see is the sclera, just the sclera. And guys, for those who have witnessed that, is so scary, very scary. You can see the pupil, just the sclera. So what happens? My aunt runs holding my brother and calls my mom. My mom is the kind of person who, when there is trouble or when something bad happens, she screams. She's a screaming type. She enters panic mode and she starts screaming. So she screams, and because we live in a village, people come, a lot of them, they come to see her, kwani what's happening to mama and Katha. So you see, in our African community, people believe that when a woman is screaming, probably she's being beaten by the husband. But my dad is not the kind of person to beat anyone. I myself, she has never laid a hand on me because I'm a very good person, and probably I'm his favorite, I don't know. And he has never ever laid a hand on my mom. That's the best part I love about our family. So people are like wondering, hi, what has happened today? Baba Hester has decided to beat Mama Hester, so they come running to witness this scary moment. But when they come, it's actually my mom is screaming because my brother is almost lifeless. So many people come, and rumors spread very fast. So rumors were spreading that there is a dead child in our compound, now my brother. So people start coming from everywhere, even the surrounding villages, like the surrounding 5 villages, they came to our home. It was like I don't know how to describe the crowd because it was huge, very, very huge. People came to witness my dead brother because he was not dead. God brought him back. So my dad was not at home. He was running errands in a town near our place. So what happens? My mom is told to call my dad, but remember, my mom is in panic mode. Can't function. She can't function. She can't think. She's panicking. She can't even hold my brother because she's panicking and she's scared. So one of my neighbors take the phone and they call my dad. So when my dad is called, we didn't have a car at the moment. So my dad has to look for a car to transport my brother to the hospital. This is a life and death situation. And when my dad was called, he was talking with one of his friends. Actually, he had parked there, and they were just talking, catching up, told because are for catching up. And my dad is like, you know what, my friend, my child is laying at home. So we just bring the car to my place. We go and take my child to the hospital. You know what the man said? Actually, right now I'm busy. I was waiting upon someone, so I can't help you. Remember, my brother is at home. He's literally dying, but this man has no compassion, totally. He has no compassion. Guys, the kind of friends we have. Anyway, so the man refuses. But back at home, they are still trying to everything possible to just try and revive this child. So there's this old woman at our place. This woman comes and sucks my brother's nostrils. So after she sucks my brother's nostrils, a form like a whitish sharp substance come out. And actually, I think this woman literally saved him to some extent, because after I saved him, somehow my brother could start breathing a little bit. That time one knows about CPR. Okay, I've done a medical course, but that time I was only in class 8. What do I know about CPR? And I know nothing. So what happens? So they still, even after sucking the whitish substance from his nostrils, nothing happens. He still remains unconscious. So in Kenya we have this transport system of boda bodas. So one of the boda riders is called, and remember, my mom can't hold my brother. She's so scared she can't even hold him. So one of my neighbors again comes in. She changes my brother's clothes. Then she holds my brother and boards the boda, and then my mom rides backward. My mom also anapanda. She also boards the boda. So they now start going to our nearest marketplace. Remember, my mom was washing clothes, so she's looking like a mad woman, actually, no shoes. So even when she was boarding the boda, she's wearing these bathroom slippers. So our home terrain is this kind of terrain. There are hills, there are valleys, so they reach at a hill point. There's the driver, there's this woman holding my brother, and there's my mom on the border. Remember, then they become too heavy, and my mom has to alight the border. And then when she alights, she starts walking, and actually she leaves the slippers there. Finally they arrived at the marketplace. At the marketplace, there's this renowned nurse. She's a very good nurse. So we take her there. Remember, still there's no a car has not yet been found. Now they have reached the marketplace. This nurse takes my brother, tries all the CPR necessary. With all the equipment that she has, nothing happens. My brother still does not come back to life. So, but she did a very, very important thing. She called to this hospital, Chuka General in Tharaka County, and tells them, you know what? There's a very big emergency. There's a near drowning situation. A child has drowned in a basin full of dirty and soapy water. So just prepare yourself. There's a very, very big emergency coming. But remember, okay, the doctors have already been informed everything, but still there's no car that is available to take my brother to the hospital. So again, we have this neighbor. He has a car. The neighbor is called, but he says, you know what? I've been traveling the whole night. Right now I'm so tired. I don't think I can take your child to the hospital. My brother is dying, people. My brother is dying, and this person does not want to understand. But guys, we serve a living God. That moment, this story just makes me remember that there is God in heaven, a living one. Because at that moment, there is this woman who came. This woman comes and sees my brother. And when she sees my brother, she actually collapses. Then she wakes up again and she's like, you know what? My driver is actually in this place. So Araka, the woman calls the driver, and the driver arrives at our marketplace very fast. So my mom enters the car to get my mom, and also my dad already had arrived at the marketplace. So my dad, you remember, my mom is so scared to hold my brother. So my dad holds my brother. They enter in the car, and this driver drives fast, very fast, to Chuka. Remember the distance from our marketplace to Chukaton. If you go directly without stopping, that is, if you have your own personal means, it takes around 45 minutes. But the driver says, it actually took only 14 minutes. Guys, 14 minutes, I'm not even exaggerating, 14 minutes. And when they arrived to the hospital, the driver actually says he don't know how they arrived at the hospital. He just felt somebody, he was holding the steering wheel, but somebody was in control of that car, and that was the guardian angel. So they drove to the hospital, and when they arrived, the doctors were there at the gate waiting for him. So what happens? They take my brother. Remember, my mom is there with no shoes, looking like a mad woman. They take my brother, goes to the hospital, and the first thing that is done, they suck all the water that my brother had inhaled. At this time, when they were arriving at the hospital, it was around 5 p.m. So they suck out all the water, and then they give him oxygen, because remember, he's just no oxygen. So he's given oxygen, and there are tubes all over his nostrils, draining all the water from his lungs and everything. Guys, at around 11 p.m., guess what happens? My brother woke up. My brother woke up after being in a coma for almost how many hours? Almost 6 hours. He woke up. And guess what? The first thing that he says after he woke up is, nataka nyonyo. He wants to breastfeed. Nataka nyonyo is, I want to breastfeed. And this time my mom was not scared. His child is awake. So my mom takes my brother and breastfeeds him. And that was the moment the doctors were like, what just happened? The doctors themselves, they said that even when we took this child, we took him not because we knew that he's going to come back. For them, they knew, like, okay, let us just try and do something so that in case he dies, it won't be said that we never tried. So it's like they were trying. But guys, God brought my brother back to life. These doctors came, they were all astonished, the nurses, everybody's astonished. What just happened? Did he just wake up? After being in the ICU for only 6 hours, my brother woke up. And the following day, he was transferred to the general ward. And 3 days later, my brother was discharged. Remember the crowd that I told you, they like almost 5 villages were at home to come and witness a dead body. When my brother was discharged, they came back again to witness a walking child. A child that they thought he was dead, he was now walking. Praise God. I'm not preaching, but when I remember this experience, guys, there's a living God. There's a living God. My brother, even after all the disappointment of people not wanting to give us a car to take him to the hospital, they drove to the hospital within 14 minutes, a journey that is supposed to take them almost 55 minutes. He came back to life. A child where people were thinking, okay, let's even start arranging for his burial. He came back to life and he was walking around and people were wondering, we thought you are dead and you are walking around. The God in heaven brought my brother back to life. And this story taught me a lot and a lot of lessons. Lesson number 1, guys. Lesson number 1. This is what the most important lesson I learned. There is God. There is God. No matter what you are facing, no matter how hard the situation is, no matter how hard, there is God in heaven. So don't give up. The God that brought my brother back to life, when everybody thought he was dead, the God is going to deliver you. Because whatever is impossible to man, it's possible to God. He brought my brother back to life. That's the very, very most important lesson that I want you guys to learn. The second thing that I want you to learn is respect people around you. Respect the people around you, because remember, at home, people came together, although some were just coming to witness a dead child, there are people who actually helped. Like that very old and poor woman who came to suck my brother's nostrils. Who does that? It's very disgusting, but this woman might have saved my brother's life. Remember this woman, when my mom was so scared she can't even change my brother's clothes or hold her. Remember this woman who came to help my brother. And another thing, remember this other woman who called the driver to come and take my brother to the hospital. Remember that woman. Remember this other guy that called my dad to inform him of everything that was happening. These are good people that were surrounding us. And I guess people would have not gathered there to help if my parents or us were not good people. I'm not saying that we are very good people, but at least we try to be good, and they really help. So trying to be good to everybody. Just try to show some kindness, show some love, because you don't know when this person might come to help you. Doesn't matter their social status, because trust me, these people are coming to help us. Yeah, I don't know, but they helped regardless. Another thing, guys, that I learned from the hospital, from that experience, is know your friends. You come to know your friends when you are in that very difficult situation. We had these 2 guys with cars who we thought they were our family friends, but they chose not to help. While my brother was dying, they chose not to help. Guys, you only come to know your real friends when you have problems, when you have trouble. And also, another thing that I learned is also, therefore, knowing your friends. When my mom, they were in the hospital, remember my mom has no shoes. She left them at the hill because they were too heavy for the boda to go up the hill. So my mom alighted and left her shoes there. There's this very good family friend who came to the hospital, brought his wife's clothes so that my mom can wear a warm sweater, shoes, clothes, because her mom was just like a mad woman. But this man brought his wife's clothes for my mom to wear, and they stayed with my parents until my brother was discharged. Those are the kind of friends that, guys, who are there for us even when there are tough times. So guys, right now my brother, I'm going to insert some pictures of him. He's a very big boy. He's in grade 7. Actually, when you look at him, you can't even say he's a 12-year-old because he's very tall. God bless me with very tall brothers. He's very tall and he has a very, very energetic body. Actually, if you look at him, you might mistake him for a 15-year-old boy. The only thing that will tell you is that his voice is still a baby's voice. And even up to now, the doctors who attended him at Chuka General, they still call, how is the baby? And you are like, the baby is doing so good. The doctors are still like, whatever happened on that day, it was a miracle. And I can say, surely it was a miracle because we serve a living God. Another thing is, 2 years later in 2015, my parents bought their first car. My parents bought their first car. And guys, something that I've learned about cars, as much as many people think it's a luxury, I've realized actually it might not be. This can be a life-saving thing, because the number of times my dad has been called in the middle of the night to take people to the hospital, they can't even count. But my dad, because he has faced that situation of where he has been denied a car to take his own child to the hospital, no matter how tired my dad is, no matter how tired he is, when the people call him, and no matter the time, you just wake up and go and take that person who needs to be taken to the hospital, and make sure after everything is done, if maybe they have been discharged, you still take them back home, because he knows the pain of being denied a car when it's available. He knows that pain. So guys, I hope this story encourages some of you who feel so lost, so confused right now. Sometimes I feel so low and wonder, is there still God? But one thing I say is, God, if you delivered my brother from the jaws of death and brought him back to us, I know you can deliver me from what I'm facing. And actually, I've seen God deliver me from so many problems, because our God is great. So guys, believe in God. Again, for those who have not subscribed, please subscribe to my channel for more amazing stories, because I have so many testimonies about how my God has been great to me. Thank you guys for watching.